This is going to be the top story of the day as more information unfolds in regards to the shooting death of the head CEO, Brian Thompson of UnitedHealth Group, as he was going to a meeting this morning, which these meetings can be found online. The time and scheduling, and I'll show you how that can be done later in the video, as we are looking now at a picture also to the right of his shooter that was wearing a full-blown face mask, a hoodie, a backpack, and just waiting for Brian Thompson to attend this meeting. My question is, why was there not bodyguard going ahead of Brian Thompson? Brian Thompson makes $900,000 a month. You would surely think that he could pay bodyguards, or two of them, $10,000 a month, that's $20,000 a month, to go ahead of him out in public. And please share this video, because if you make over $500,000 a month, you should have bodyguards with you whenever you leave your house to go out into the public. So the report is that he was walking alone. So let's go to the report, and we're going to hear about what transpired. And then I want to show you why an individual might have wanted to target Brian Thompson as a hate crime, because when you hear the report of this individual shooting him in the back and then shooting him several more times in the chest, let's listen to the report, and you will be able to see that it was definitely a hate crime.
What we know is that the shooter arrived at the location on foot about 5 minutes prior to the victim's arrival. He stands alongside the building line as numerous other people and pedestrians pass him by. From video, we see at 6:44 a.m., the victim is walking alone towards the Hilton after exiting his hotel across the street. We believe the victim was headed to the Hilton Hotel to attend the UnitedHealth Group Investors Conference that was scheduled to start at 8 a.m. The shooter appears to be a light-skinned male. He's wearing a light brown or cream-colored jacket, a black face mask, black and white sneakers, and a very distinctive gray backpack. The shooter steps onto the sidewalk from behind the car. He ignores numerous other pedestrians, approaches the victim from behind, and shoots him in the back. The shooter then walks toward the victim and continues to shoot. It appears that the gun malfunctions as he clears the jam and begins to fire again. The shooter then flees on foot northbound into an alleyway between 54th Street and 55th Street. Once at West 55th Street, the shooter continues to walk westbound on Avenue of the Americas, where he gets onto an electric e-city bike and rides northbound on the Avenue of Americas towards Central Park, where at 6:48 a.m. we have the shooter riding this bike into Central Park at Center Drive. At the scene, we recover 3 live 9mm rounds and 3 discharged 9mm shell casings. The motive for this murder currently is unknown, but based on the evidence we have so far, it does appear that the victim was specifically targeted, but at this point we do not know why. This does not appear to be a random act of violence. We are seeking information from the public to help identify the shooter. As the Commissioner said, we have upped the reward up to $10,000 for information. You're urged to contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-577-TIPS. All information will be kept anonymous. Thank you.
Now, this is going to be what I believe to be why the shooter had a motive to do this hate crime against Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealth Group.
Brian Thompson, who became UnitedHealth Group's CEO in 2021, brought home nearly $10 million in total compensation. Wouldn't it be nice to get a paycheck every month for $1 million? Story about how this Dr. Alan Money came up with this plan for Cigna and UnitedHealth Group and other giant health insurance companies back a decade ago to have doctors that they hire and pay very, very well to basically refuse payment, review the medical records and refuse payment of literally tens of thousands of people a day. Just, click and deny, click and deny, click and deny. This is what these guys do all day long, apparently. And they name a bunch of doctors in here, Dr. Cheryl Dopke, D-O-P-K-E, and Dr. Money, And there's a couple of others who are in here. This just Dr. Richard Capek, C-A-P-E-K, Dr. Paul Rossi, R-O-S-S-I. These are doctors who take a lot of money to deny your claims. Well, this is making these insurance companies insanely profitable, as you can imagine. And now Elizabeth Warren and Jeff Merkley are calling attention to this, the two senators, saying that these massive profits and exorbitant executive salaries at top Medicare Advantage providers, such as UnitedHealth Group and Humana, are wrong. This is a quote from a letter that they wrote to these companies, the two Democratic senators. In 2022, the 7 major Medicare Advantage healthcare insurers, UnitedHealth Group, CVS Aetna, Cigna, Elevance Health, Humana, Centene, and Molina, brought in revenues of $1.25 trillion and reported total profits of $69.3 billion, a 287% increase in profits since 2012. But rather than investing in patients, these 7 health insurers instead spent $26.2 billion on stock buybacks. Brian Thompson, who became UnitedHealth Group's CEO in 2021, brought home nearly $10 million in total compensation. Wouldn't it be nice to get a paycheck every month for $1 million? Well, I guess he's getting $900,000 a month, his paycheck. Humana Chief Executive Bruce Broussard raked in more than $17 million. He's getting more than $1 million every month. Can you imagine in the first of every month you look at your checking account, oh, they just put another $1 million in there. How nice. What could anybody possibly do that's worth that? Who works hard enough that they should be paid $1 million a month? Critics of Medicare Advantage argue that such overpayments, this is by the federal government to Medicare Advantage, were being ripped off by Medicare Advantage to the tune of billions. Those overpayments topped $15 billion in 2021, the last year we have statistics for, quote, are depleting the Medicare trust fund at the expense of patients who are frequently denied medically necessary care.
Imagine you wake up with blurry vision. Your doctor refers you to a specialist, but your insurance blocks the referral.
Call me to defend why you think this patient needs this.
That causes you to go blind. Imagine you have multiple sclerosis. Without warning, your insurance stops your medications.
No, you cannot give this drug.
So you become paralyzed. Imagine your father has cancer. His doctor orders an MRI.
No, you cannot order this imaging.
Prescribes chemotherapy.
Have you considered this other, less expensive option?
His insurance causes delay after delay.
No, you don't need this surgery.
He dies. An absurd process has infiltrated American healthcare. It's called prior authorization. Here's how it works. Before your doctor provides a treatment, your insurance requires them to prove it's necessary. This is often a time-consuming process that can cause dangerous delays.
I'm sorry, your cancer could be cured, but we need to wait for the insurance company to approve your chemotherapy.
That's Dr. Jane. She's barricaded by prior authorizations daily.
This is a really big issue, and it impacts every single person in this country who has insurance.
Now, as far as solving this crime, of course, they're going to want to find out who called in to find out when this meeting was scheduled, because you can easily do a Google search, UnitedHealth Group meeting schedule, and you'll see you have many different ways to find out when UnitedHealth Group is having meetings scheduled, and most likely who all is going to be there. And it's not too hard to find if you would search Brian Thompson, UnitedHealth Group yearly bonus, and you'll find that he was getting paid quite a bit, and I don't understand why he did not have bodyguards, because I would imagine bodyguards are tax deductible. And I do feel sorry for extremely wealthy people, because think about it. For them, it's truly hard for them to understand and comprehend who their true friends are. That's one thing Trump's doing now, is he's making sure he's got people that are loyal to him in office. But right here we can see Brian Thompson. You've got his base pay is $1 million a year. Bonus non-equity incentive compensation, $1,200,000. Total cash comp, $2,200,000. Basically, it comes down to $10,221,000 and some change. So, I do not understand why this man did not have bodyguard walking ahead of him. They would have definitely seen this guy with the mask and hoodie and backpack, either taken him out or at least checked him to make sure that he was not a threat to Brian Thompson. Now, to understand what the motive of the shooter might have been, as he might have had a loved one pass away due to denial in Medicare, simply search how private healthcare CEOs robbed Medicare to make millions. Also, you can search Medicare patient denied healthcare. You will find there are many videos on this very subject, and they are recent, from a year ago up to just a few months ago. Like Bristol Health CEO Kurt Brawlwitz hold Medicare Advantage firms accountable. Now, I remember back when I was 39 and my wife was 42, she had a bump on her back. We went to the doctor. The doctor told her it was a cyst. Okay? The bump was still there. A month later, we went back to the doctor. He says it's still a cyst. It got a little bit bigger. We wanted to have a biopsy done, but he said to come back in a month and he would check it again. So we waited. We went back in a month, and he decided, okay, well, I still think it's a cyst, but I could lance it and drain it, and it'll probably shrink. And we told him, no, we're going to get another opinion, because you don't want to do a biopsy. We don't know why. So we went to another doctor a few weeks later and got a biopsy done. They found it was cancerous, but by that time the cancer had spread to her lungs and her liver and eventually her brain, and she passed away 6 months later. Had this doctor done a biopsy at the time we went in and requested it, she most likely would still be alive today. So I hope you will share this video, because it's important that Vivek and Elon Musk attack this Medicare problem, where a lot of money is being wasted and going into the pockets of these CEOs that are in charge of running the Medicare process. Seek the truth daily. The truth will find you seeking.